Good morning. Good morning. I know. I should have scheduled this. All right, I hope that works. Because this has a little microphone that should help make sure I'm heard. Cream. I need cream for my coffee. Good morning. Good morning. Some coffee will do the trick. I only need a little bit. That's why I've got this massive cup. It says, life's just better by the lake. Life's just better at the lake. It's just better at the lake. Take my medicine right now. Shouldn't really know how. All right, here I am. We're gonna go sit outside. Probably. Good morning, good morning. Ooh, what do we got? Oh, already there is a package for us. Okay, let's do this. My daughter is not yet awake, so we'll prop the door open so she sees me outside. They came and grabbed the trash already. I have a package. Okay, let's get the trash can brought in. Oh, the birds are playing today. Good morning. Hey, birdie. Little Robin over there. Good morning. Today I'm going to sit on the porch and read some of my favorite poems. Oh, let's move my chair to somewhere more comfortable. Right now it's in the shade. Let's put it in some sunshine. There we are. Good morning. I'm going to read some poems today. My daughter's asleep, so I want to make sure she can see me when she comes down the stairs. Ugh. Good morning. So many birds today. What a beautiful spring day. Hey, if you're watching, just double tap, even if you're scrolling away. My coffee. I need my coffee. I got it all ready and I left it inside. Silly me. Alright, you sit there. I'll be right back. Gotta get my coffee. Doo-doo. Yeah, I know I got a package. I found it already. Your notification is late, robot. Oh, hello there, Thorgeir. Did I say that correctly, Thorgeir? What time is it in Iceland right now? It's morning here in America, at least in my part of America. Big cup of coffee. Oh, that's nice. Welcome, welcome. Reading some of my favorite poems today. Just a few. I only picked out 3. Ugh. I have The Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll, such a good one. Silly nonsense words. Close enough, I appreciate the honesty. And then 1:06 p.m. Oh, so you must have had lunch already. I am waiting to eat breakfast. I'll cook once my daughter wakes up. She had some really bad allergies today. Let's see. And then Sonnet 38 by William Shakespeare. And The Dying Sun by Bruce Lee. These are good poems. These are good ones. Ones I love to read, ones I love to read aloud. Just caught you. Want to be a fisher? I love that. I haven't gone fishing in a very long time. Or do you hunt or trap? There's lots of ways to catch your lunch. Yep. See? You hunted a reindeer. Excellent. I bet that tastes... Oh, you know what? Like caribou. I have eaten caribou. Yeah. I don't think, reindeer caribou is like the same thing, but I don't think that way sometimes. But yeah, I've had that. I've had caribou, the belly, not quite as good as like a pork belly, like bacon, but it was still very, very, very good. Thanks for the like. And some salmon as well earlier. Awesome. They taste somewhat similar. Have you ever had puffin? We hunt them all the time in Iceland. No, I haven't had puffin. I have this philosophy that I should try every food at least twice, because if I don't like it the first time, maybe I can blame the chef. And if I can blame the chef, maybe the second time it's a little bit more delicious. So I try to try my food twice. From 2 different places or 2 different cooks, But I've never had puffin. Nobody's ever offered me any puffin. Is that exported at all? I wonder. How is it prepared? How do you cook puffin? Which cuts of meat are the best? That would be interesting to learn. Fascinating. I'm thinking of other fowl, other birds. We eat the breast, we eat the wing, we eat the leg. What's good on a puffin? We eat a lot of chicken. You like catching or hunting your food makes it taste better. Yeah, I can imagine that there's a sense of accomplishment and pride that enjoys the meal, right? Makes it taste better to me. Many, the breast on the puffin, mainly or many. Um, that makes sense. That makes sense. Now you got my head thinking. I'm like, man, I wonder what that tastes like. Or what seasonings you use with it. I'm a storyteller. I narrate audiobooks, I play Dungeons and Dragons, I tell stories all the time to my kids. You can smoke or grill or roast. Wow. So many options. Oh, I haven't had breakfast yet. I'm trying to wait. For breakfast. My goodness. Yes. So you can smoke the puffin, you can grill it, you can roast it. I bet you could dry it and make some jerky. That would ship well. I should look online and see if I can find some puffin jerky. That would last in a box. Roast puffin probably wouldn't last well in a box over the ocean on a slow boat. Real good. Man, yeah, okay, I see the correction there. I didn't catch it before. It showed up before. I didn't see it. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, let's see here. I got a message from someone. Okay, easy message. Wow, that's awesome. You're what's called a skald in our language. Yes, I know of skalds. Yes, I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I'll count that as official. That you came in here and called me a skald. That's gonna go on my resume. Um, absolutely, it will. I like ancient history. You know, I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. I world build. I write fantasy. Um, I'm fascinated by the small details of every time period and every culture. I like ancient history. The older it gets, the more interesting it is to me. And I think that's why I kept asking about the puff, and I want to learn. I want to capture that in my mind. Maybe someday I'll tell a story about a man who chases after a puffin for a meal and finally catches it and cooks its breast over a campfire. We can taste the scent from the burnt wood in its flesh, seasoned with salt from boiled seawater. Uh-huh. A beautiful man can make words and paint a picture and tell a story. That was me as a child. Storytellers, even just if you could read really well, right? Like if you could, some people can just sit and they can tell a story. I try to do this, but others, they can only read. But if they can read well, oh yeah. If you saw me, you wouldn't guess it. I have such an admiration for poets and storytellers in art. On the outside, I'm just a big, typical stereotype Viking. I truly love art and words. Me too. I mean, I don't have the stereotypical Viking look. You know, I did a DNA test recently, and I have a lot of Scandinavian influence. It goes back to Wales in the UK, and then it goes to um, sort of the Anglo-Saxon, the Saxon line, um, and then from there into regions into Scandinavia. When you look at the DNA, so it's kind of interesting. I don't think I'd make a very intimidating Viking, though. I'm uh, I'm rather short. I don't have the big beard. I do well at sea, though. I think I love being on ships and boats. So maybe I've got that going for me. I would eat. I would eat reindeer. I would definitely eat reindeer. Oh, wow. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can. Just look at the way the sun shines hitting those leaves right now. You see the darker shades and the shadows, and then the bright, vibrant, summery greens. Wow. What a beautiful morning. Roots in Norway, Iceland, Sweden, and Denmark. Some influence in Scotland and Ireland. Yes, Absolutely. Invaders tend to do that. they they when they conquer also in other ways. I'd like to go to Iceland, man. Maybe I could see those glaciers and flowing lava and geysers. It seems like such a fascinating place. You know, since you're from Iceland, I have to ask you. I ask this of everyone I've met from Iceland about the elves. Tell me about the elves. What's your perspective? What's your experience? This fascinates me. Glaciers and lava. How beautiful. Good morning. If you're watching, come on in. We're just hanging out. In a little bit, I'll read some poems. What does this button do? I hope I don't ruin my stream. Oh, interesting, interesting. We want to make sure I see that. There we go. The Huldefolk. Huldefolk. Or the typical elvish spirits. Well, you tell me. If those are different, differentiate them for me. Educate me, please. I will try my best to remember all the details you share. Which is why you shouldn't tell me important details like your name or address. Because I will try to remember. They are singing loud, the birds. The Huldefolk. Here's a story. Okay. Well, I was born in the mountains of Norway, but grew up mainly in Iceland. I grew up a Norse pagan, and my family did as well. I'm not big on elves, but more on other nature spirits and gods. Ooh, that is fascinating. What was it like to grow up a Norse pagan? I was raised without any religion. However, I always did think they were real when I was younger, and I might have saw some, but couldn't be too sure. I know that feeling. My grandmother did tell me that fairies were real, and always I was looking for them. I found a lot of bugs. I learned so much about them. Lots of people believe in them, lots of people just like to tell tales, and others shunned the idea. It's this way for everything, not just the tales of elves and spirits. Lots of people believe, lots of people tell the tales, lots of people reject the stories. But for all things, it has always been. You can find old writings in ancient Sumerian of similar sentiments, even among the ancient people when it came to things like ancient gods. Hey, Kyson, I saw you the other day. Hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome, and good morning. Could come by and squawk at you, Thor. Yes, we have some ravens here I'm trying to befriend. I'm trying to get them to come close to me. I only interact with them when my daughter is at school or otherwise engaged because, she can kind of scare them away. She's pretty loud. But they come by. Soon I'm sure they will eat from my hand, but right now they get close to curious. They're so smart, ravens are so smart. Everyone thought it was your pet. Truly they are wild. No. I will befriend them. I think they're far too intelligent to keep as pets. They are. If they want to go, they can go, and they should be able to. They're very smart birds. I love birds. I used to have a pet cockatiel, and I felt bad about it after a while. It was a very intelligent bird, but so sweet and so affectionate. No, my daughter's not looking for bugs today. No, she's asleep. She had some bad allergies this morning and laid back down, and she's still sleeping. Soon, I'm sure she'll come down the stairs and ask me to cook some food, and I will. But for now, I'm enjoying the morning sunshine, drinking some coffee. Soon I will read some of my favorite poems. My younger brother was in trouble, and the raven came to me when I was younger and pecked at me until I followed it. I was able to save him from drowning thanks to the raven. Wow. I have heard stories like this. There's a famous American movie. I mean, there were several to feature the same dog, the same character. But there was the dog Lassie, who saved the little boy from drowning in the well. But there are so many stories of these intelligent creatures, birds, primates, cetaceans like whales or dolphins coming to the aid of humans. I believe it. I believe it, absolutely. My animals, my pets, I don't know if my dogs would try to save me. No, not unless it was mealtime and they thought I was taking too long. They would, okay, so maybe someone should help. I do think that some animals are just incredibly intelligent and empathetic. They understand what is happening. Some wouldn't intervene. Look at humans. If they saw a hurt bird sitting by the side of the road, so many would drive on by. So many would keep on walking. So many would just continue without ever addressing it. It is a rare human who would stop to help an animal in need. And I think it makes sense that it's a rare animal that would help a human in need. That's a miracle. Yeah, I agree, Kyson. Kyson, do you do stuff with VR, or does it stand for something else? With virtual reality? Or does it mean something different? Haha, yes. I have two wolf dogs, Specky and Svana. They are baby girls. Love them. They are loyal and truly care. And they help you hunt. Also, they work too. That's excellent. They earn their food. My dogs are pampered. I have a Dalmatian. He's deaf. No one else would take him, so I took him. And then I have a little Minpin. I kept her in the divorce, but I wouldn't have it any other way. She could fit in my pocket, and sometimes she does. Oh, you have a YouTube channel. Okay, Kyson. Leave a comment on one of my other videos. I'll come find your channel and check it out. I don't do any VR stuff. I don't have any VR equipment, but I will check it out. I'll check it out for sure. Absolutely. I do some video gaming stuff, but no VR. Yes, they earn their saved them as cubs. Very cool, very cool. Growing up, I had a dog that was part coyote. Coyotes aren't like wolves; they're wild dogs. But they're specific species. They're not just strays, you know. Um, but it was a husky coyote mix. And again, you know, I was a child, but nobody else was going to take this dog. They were worried about its temperament, about its risk of disease, and so on. He lived a very long time. He was very intelligent and very kind and loyal. I would eat popcorn or other snacks, and he would sit next to me, and I would say, "You can have one." And he would take just one thing from the bowl without touching anything else. He was very delicate and skilled. He he eventually got Lyme's disease from a tick, but it didn't stop him at all. He lived maybe 7 or 8 more years after this, and then was hit by a car in old age. He was very old, couldn't move on time to get out of the way of the car. It was tragic. But what an intelligent and loving pup. Lucky they were females. The males will challenge you. Oh, the males will challenge you. I can imagine. I can imagine. I I'm too old for such a challenge. If I were younger, I was made of more spry material when I was younger, I'd say, "Let me at him." Now I go, "No. Let me sit." Thanks, Kyson. I'll look for your comment in a little while when I get off stream. I don't stream long in this format. You know, when I play video games or when I'm making a video, I'll sit for a long time. But when I sit like this in this format, I don't sit very long. So I'll see it soon. I'll subscribe and I'll watch some of your videos. See you later, Thorgear. I hope you subscribe and catch another one. I love to just sit like this sometimes. Maybe you like to watch me play video games. I think I'm funny. Make sure to write a Puffin story. I will. Absolutely. I can't escape the Puffin story now. Oh. Perhaps now I'll read some of my favorite poems. I have a few selected here. What do you think, Kyson? Is it time? I see no sign of my daughter waking yet. Yes, okay. Oh, a neighbor, hello. The first one I selected was The Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll from Through the Looking Glass. It's meant to be nonsense. A lot of these words are just made up. I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, though, and this is the source of the magic item known as the Vorpal Sword. It can cut off the head of any such creature that you can hit it with. And this poem does not define what the word Vorpal means. It's gibberish. It's made up. It's nonsense. Here I go. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the wabe. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jubjub bird, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. He took his Vorpal sword in hand. Long time the manxome foe he sought. So rested he by the Tumtum tree, and stood a while in thought. And as in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes of flame, came whiffling through the tulgey wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through the Vorpal blade went snicker-snack. He left it dead, and with its head he went galumphing back. And hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. Oh, frabjous day, callooh, calais! he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slithy toves did gyre and gimble in the waves. All mimsy were the borogroves, and the mome raths outgrabe. Complete nonsense. Absolute gibberish, most of that. But totally enrapturing. And the author, Lewis Carroll, in talking with his editor, he wanted it to be even sillier. He wanted them to print it backwards, so that even the letters, you couldn't even read the letters. They'd be all backwards. I'm glad he didn't. I'm not so good at reading backwards all the time. I try. Hey, thanks for the good job. I don't mean to do a good job. I just really like the poem. But if I do a good job, that's an excellent bonus, huh? My next favorite poem, and these are my favorite, but my next favorite poem. Ooh, there's a bird right there. Hold on. I don't know if you can see, but dead center on the screen, there's a robin, and it's looking right at me. Can I oh. I can zoom in. Look at that little guy. Actually, little gal, that's a female. Hey, where am I? I mean, you, what's up? I'm reading some poems today. I'm almost done with my stream, though. I gotta go see if my daughter isn't up on her own soon. I'll wake her up. She had some really rough allergies today, so I gave her some allergy medicine, and she's resting. She's sleeping. It was just fine. She's 5. She's only in preschool. She can play hooky an extra day. It's all right. Next year, when she's in kindergarten, that was the same robin that just went tearing off after something. It sounded pissed. Yeah, but next year I'll make sure she gets up every day and does her best to stay in good attendance. She'll feel better soon. Thanks for your well wishes. So my next favorite poem is much shorter than the first one. It's The Dying Sun by Bruce Lee. Kyson says, can I have mod? Yeah, I'll add you and Where Am I as moderators. I trust you'll do a good job too. If you don't, bye. But if you do, keep staying around. Keep staying around. So The Dying Sun by Bruce Lee. Yes, that Bruce Lee. He wrote this in a journal. The dying sun lies sadly in the far horizon. The autumn wind blows mercilessly. The yellow leaves fall. From the mountain peak, 2 streams parted unwillingly. One to the west, one to the east. The sun will rise again in the morning. The leaves will be green again in the spring. But must we be like the mountain stream, never to meet again? Life is all about patterns and circles. Everything happens in a cycle. Everything. And we see this with our brains because it's how our body works. The blood flows, the nervous signals flow, your thoughts flow, everything in a circle. Everything in a circle. We come back to everything every day. Every day, the clock goes around in a circle, the earth spins around, we revolve around the sun. All of it is circles. All of it's a pattern. It is a beautiful poem. But there are some people in your life who just never come back again. And sometimes you're the one who leaves them. And that's it. Like 2 mountain streams, you've gone off in other directions, never to meet again. And he wrote this, I believe, if I remember correctly, he wrote this thinking of his wife. And he was thinking, don't leave me, That's powerful. He was a very deep fellow, Bruce Lee. Big influence on me. I did martial arts as a kid, and then I taught martial arts for 16 years. I have 2 world titles, and I have trained so many other world champions and state champions and district champions. Now, in martial arts, there are many, 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 many championships to be had. Having one is not special. Having two is not special. It's cool. I think it's cool, but it's not special. Um, but we worked very hard, and that's important, right? And so, yeah, Bruce Lee was a big influence on me from just loving the movies, loving, like the philosophy as well. It's because of him I think I am the way I am in many ways. Big influence on me. Do I live in No, I live in Michigan. I don't live in Pennsylvania. I have friends in Pennsylvania. I have a friend in Pennsylvania that I spoke to 36 and a half minutes ago. Yeah, and I've got friends in Baltimore, just outside of Boston, in Washington D.C., in Norfolk, in North Carolina, somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where they're living right now. They've moved recently. So I got lots of friends on the East Coast. Oh, where am I? You're in Michigan. I think you told me that. I think I knew that, and I forgot, and I feel like I'm relearning it. But I think you told me before you lived in Michigan. I think that came up maybe the last time I saw you in a stream somewhere, or maybe the last time I was streaming. I live on the west side. Yeah. I like Lake Michigan. I grew up on the South Shore in Indiana, and I've moved all over the country, especially when I was in the army. The most beautiful place I ever lived was in Colorado Springs. I was miserable then. I had just gotten out of the army. I was in intense pain every day. I had no money. The VA was difficult to navigate. I had to get a senator involved. Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett saved my life. Um, because I had no medical attention. I had no disability pay. I had nothing, and it was very tough then. It was almost 10 years ago. Almost 10 years ago, and without that help, I don't know where I would have ended. I know where I would have ended up. I don't like to think about it, right? But the mountains in Colorado Springs were so beautiful. I was in awe every morning, absolute awe. And I thought to myself daily, I was there for about a year, and I thought to myself every day, and I said it aloud, this is the most wonderful place to be miserable. If I was in such a bad place mentally and physically, and I was anywhere else in the nation, maybe I wouldn't have survived. But to wake up, I'm like getting emotional. To wake up and see those mountains was amazing. And yet, the whole time I was there, I missed Lake Michigan. I was like, I missed the lake. I've talked to people from all over the world and all over the country, but unless they've been to a great lake, they don't understand what that great really means. They just don't get it. They have no concept. Hey, brothers, what's up? Yeah, I'm okay. Absolutely. It's a wonderful morning. Oh, just talking about my past. I was reading some poems today. I read The Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. I read The Dying Sun by Bruce Lee. And next I'll be reading Sonnet 38 by William Shakespeare. I love this one in particular because, well, I mean, we'll talk about it. I'll read it. I'm also just enjoying the morning here. Look at this. The way the sunlight is hitting the tree leaves, it creates really dark green shadows and then really bright, vibrant green in the leaves. And I'm just absolutely. And I haven't even taken an edible today. You know, I take edibles sometimes, and that really enhances the color. But no, this is just me sitting here going, "Wow, that's pretty." I like those trees. I'm not very. I own this house, but I'm not particularly excited about it. But I love these trees in my front yard. I think I'll read the next one. I'll wrap up. It should get me about a 45-minute run time for this stream, and then I gotta go check on my kiddo. She wasn't feeling well this morning, some rough allergies. I gave her some medicine, but it made her drowsy. What is my goal for? You mean as far as YouTube? I have no goal. I'm retired. I'm not rich. Sometimes money is tight, but I have enough to get by. And because I am lucky enough to get by, because I'm lucky enough to be able to get by like that, I'm in a position where I don't need anything else. Sometimes I do freelance work. I'll pick up a little extra cash. I am almost to 1,000 subscribers. Last I checked, I had like 930. And so, like, to get to 1,000, I'll go, yeah, but I'm not trying, you know. In 45 minutes, I think I've asked for like twice, maybe, you know. I told one, I think I asked you to subscribe, but that was it. I am 1,000 subscribers. I made it. Nice. That happened when I wasn't looking. The algorithm's been really kind to me lately. I've been getting a lot of views and likes that they're just coming out of nowhere. Rich in life, memories, and friends. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Rich in life. I'm 33 years old. I've had 2 full and complete careers already. And I'm retired. I get to raise my young daughter to adulthood without having to worry about a boss over me or getting to work on time or missing a t-ball game. Not everybody can have that. I'm lucky as hell. I am lucky as hell. And the memories, I'm making so many more of them. That's what I try to do with her, is make memories. Yep. Thanks for the little hearts. That's right. All right. I'm gonna read Sonnet 38 by William Shakespeare, and then I'm gonna wrap it up and go make some breakfast. Sonnet 38. As a decrepit father takes delight to see his active child do deeds of youth, so I, made lame by fortune's dearest spite, take all my comfort of thy worth and truth. For whether beauty, birth, or wealth, or wit, or any of these all or more, I make my love engrafted to this store. So then I am not lame, poor, or despised, whilst that this shadow doth such substance give, that I in thy abundance am sufficed, and by a part of all thy glory live. Look what is best, that best I wish in thee. This wish I have, then 10 times happy me. This is a perfect poem, the sonnet for the conversation we're having right now. So, as a decrepit father takes delight to see his active child do deeds of youth, I am a decrepit father. I walk with a cane. I'm in pain all the time. Sometimes I'm really grumpy about it. And the next line in the stanza, so I made lame by fortune's dearest spite. Like, that taunts fate, right? But I'm lame. I literally have a bad leg. I walk with a limp. I have a cane. Sometimes my ass just needs to sit for several hours at a time. I ain't going nowhere. Like, this literally could be about me. But then it says, like, because of you, because of the people I get to talk to, because of my friends, because of my family, because of all of this, I don't feel like I'm lame. I don't feel like I have, like I'm disabled. I don't feel like I'm poor or hated, you know, that I in thy abundance am sufficed. I am, because of your awesomeness, fulfilled. And what I hope for you, what I hope for everyone else, is that you're 10 times as happy as me. This is a hell of a poem. Perfect for the conversation we were just having. Absolutely. And I think it was, yeah, where am I said, rich in life, memories, and friends. That's exactly what this is about. Talk about poetic. I'm reading poems, and then that all comes together like that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And we're just past 45 minutes. My dog is staring at me daggers right now. He wants my attention too. All right. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the likes and for listening to this old man chatter. I gotta go check on my daughter and make some food. Catch y'all next time. I'll probably stream some video games later today, and then I'll do another stream like this probably tomorrow morning. Later, Kaisen. Later, where am I?